Wait a minute. You lied. Okay, you lied. And oh, okay. Start off talk your name and everything.
My name is Devancia Farr. I'm 24 years old and I go to Mott Community College and I'm pursuing a degree in social work. I'm also a foster care advocate.
Talk up.
I'm a foster care advocate because I have experience in the foster care system. And today I was able to speak to the community. I had a speaking engagement at the State of Michigan building about child abuse prevention. And I was excited to be a part of that because I feel like child abuse is not talked about enough, and especially within the foster care system. A lot of kids come out of abuse and then they go into even more abusive situations. And it just gave me an opportunity to network with people and things like that. I met a couple people there that wanted me to be a part of some things that they have going on. So I feel like that was a great opportunity for me and just for me to share my story because a lot of people have never heard my story.
So, what is your story again? And again, when you mention about um, it's such a taboo as far as people talking about the abuse. Do you find that sometimes it get commercialized where it's not as serious? People don't take it as serious, or is it continue to be hush hush?
I think we have normalized abuse
Okay.
in
And why is that?
a lot of different ways. Financial abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse is all real. And I feel like a lot of times people try to downplay um, those ways of abuse.
So, do you think is abuse? What is the origin of abuse? When you mention financial abuse, mental abuse, where do you feel uh, abuse come from? And throughout your time now that you're on a different path, what have you learned to counter? Or is there possible to heal or be rehabilitated from being an abuser?
I think it's just levels to it and things like that. It just depends on like what type of abuse, the abuser has done. Because also with abuse, it's like, people will not trust you, after you've done so much of it or depending on what kind of abuse you've done.
Okay, so when you say about the trust position and overcoming abuse, would you say there's a mental component to it in any way?
Yeah, because it can make you closed off to people who now want to have relationships with people and stuff like that.
Now, how much research have you done to understand the abuse of this country as far as the found this country was taken from people that was already here? So you have you did any study or research to go back in the history of this country abusing people that was already here? Have that ever came across your mind or in your studies at school?
No,
So abuse is practiced or is it taught and learned?
it's both.
And when it's both, how do you engage with either preparing or how do you stop abuse?
To stop it, I would say to correct that person and let them know, hey, like this is wrong what you're doing and stuff like that. But if they don't stop doing that, I feel like that's a behavior or a pattern, things like that.
And based on your understanding about a pattern of behavior, so is it somewhat where a person feels that being abused, it becomes a way of life, and they feel that that's a cycle, and they become abusive?
Yeah, because some people, that's all they seen was abuse, and at some point, I guess they would think that it's okay to do it, and unless they, get help or speak to a therapist, then they will just keep on abusing.
So in your life and what you have experienced, how were you able to be honest about knew something was wrong, and then how did you go about correcting?
Well, when it came to the trauma and when I was a kid, like I just,
Like how old? When you say a kid, a child, how old?
well, when I was like probably 7 or 8.
So you can remember when you were 7, 8.
Yeah.
I can't, but you said you can remember. Now, since you saying you can remember, either are you saying the starting of abuse, or can you remember some of the fun and good times when you were 5? How about when you were 5? No abuse when you was 5. So
I don't remember when I was 5.
how about 6?
Mm, no.
So why do 7 stand out?
7, that it stands out because that's when my mom, she dropped us off with my dad, and he has paranoid schizophrenia. She left us,
So your mom dropped you and how many siblings?
my 2 other siblings.
So your mom dropped 3 children off with your dad
Mhm.
because your mom was dealing with issues.
No, well, she does have issues, but she was going to work, and she dropped us off with our dad and stuff. But
Did you know if they had a conversation? Was it planned?
I don't know because I
You
don't.
never asked him as you got grown? To put those pieces together. I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of healing now, but I'm just asking a question.
Well, if I did ask him, I don't know if it'll be the correct information because he does have.
Okay, so you remember at 7 being dropped off because prior to you being dropped off at 7, were your mom and dad always together before? I mean,
Yeah, as far as I know, they were married, but I wouldn't have been old enough to remember the marriage because by the time I got a little older, they were already divorced at that point.
okay, so I'm still stuck at 7. And so at 7, being dropped off, so helicopter came, dropped you through the chimney. You guys went through the chimney, and your dad said, "What's up? I got these 3 people." So at first, was it fun being with your dad?
No,
Why?
it
Now,
was.
why don't be hating on dad?
I would know my dad because
Don't beat dad up.
no, I'm not beating my dad up. You asked me, when did the trauma start, or when did I notice things was wrong, and I noticed it was wrong when she left us.
Now, what was the first wrong thing? He didn't get the peanut butter sandwich?
She left us with him by
So
herself.
that was wrong.
She left us with him by herself.
But that was wrong. That's your dad though.
It well, I'm
Your dad probably
trying to get to the part that was
okay.
wrong.
I will.
So she left us there with him by herself. And when we first got into the house, he was yelling at us, telling us to take our clothes off. So then I called my mom and I was like, "Hey, can you come and get us?"
Wait a minute, stop. You went by taking your clothes off. Y'all was going to take a bath.
No, he just was yelling. I don't know if he was having an episode or what, but I just know I felt uncomfortable. So I called her and I was like, "Hey, can you come get us?" Because he was just yelling at us. And I don't know if she asked him if he took his medicine or not.
Okay. And so so she came and got you.
Yeah, she did. She came and got us.
And you say, what is his diagnosis?
Paranoid schizophrenia.
So what is it?
Paranoid schizophrenia is where you hear like voices and stuff.
And your dad is alive today.
He's like 60.
Your dad is alive today. That's like yes. And then when the last time you talked to him?
I don't talk to him.
I didn't ask you that. When was the last time that you talked to your dad, Miss D?
Probably some year.
Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
It's been a couple years.
So you are 18, right?
I'm 20. Wait, I'm 24.
You have to think about how old you are. Okay, so are you sure you're 24?
Yes. Wait, I was surprised when you said
No,
18.
I'm just I might have to check your ID. So you're saying you haven't talked to your dad, and I'm assuming on your dad's side of the family, your grandmother and grandfather on your dad's side.
Yeah.
You talk to them?
Sometimes I do.
Good relationship?
It's okay for the most part.
Did you ever ask them about some of your dad's history as far as growing up as a child or a young man?
No, I've never asked them that.
Why not? Just curious.
I feel like for me, because when we were growing up, they never necessarily asked us how we felt, having to grow up in that situation. And they just my grandma, she just always like makes it about him.
Makes it about who?
My dad.
So she makes it about him as in what context?
She'll just like always like ask us like, oh, have you talked to him? Or, he wants to see you guys and stuff like that. But she never like acknowledges the fact that, he wasn't there.
Now, your dad not being there because of mental illness, but your grandparents on your dad's side, they were stable. They were but they didn't have signs of schizophrenia.
Not that I know.
How about his sisters, your aunties, and all that?
No, I don't know.
Anybody on your dad's side have any diagnosis like him?
Not that I know.
Okay, now.
It's possible there probably is somebody, but not that.
Okay, and on your mom's side, your mom and your mother's mother and father, where are they?
My mom's mother is gone. She was gone before I was born, I believe, to my understanding, and she had like bipolar and schizophrenia.
Really?
Yeah, and then my granddad on my mom's side, he's still alive, but I don't. There's no relationship with him.
Why not?
He just said like a lot of negative things when we got taken away from our mom. He just kind of blamed it basically on me because I spoke up and said something about what was going on.
So, what gave you the power to speak up and stand on your feet? Where did that come from?
Well, it was really that I went to school with my eyes bloodshot red.
You was drinking? What was you drinking?
No.
Why are you laughing? You drinking at 7?
No, I was.
You was drinking at 7. You was sneaking?
I was just drinking. It was because the night before my mom had me pinned on the floor and she had put her foot on my throat and was whipping me with the belt and I couldn't breathe.
No, wait, go back because you said that too fast. No. Your mom is a contortionist? Because think about it. A foot on a child's neck with a belt, your mother would have to be all twisted up. Now, she's a
bigger woman.
Let me paint the picture. Foot on a child's neck, twist, twist, twist. Because you can't be too big doing this now, because you got to be kind of with a belt, right? So I got my foot and I'm spanking. That's a little awkward. So when that happened, you felt what?
I mean, I was.
What had you done though?
What did I do?
Yeah, did you walk out the house? What did you do to get spanked?
I was just trying to tell her how I was feeling about something, and she felt like I was being disrespectful.
How old were you?
Mm, I probably was like maybe 12
Okay, okay. So
or 13.
okay, so now from 7, your mom come back to get you. You felt that you had a sense to protect your brothers and sisters, right?
My
You
sisters.
okay, sisters. Okay. And so because you got sisters and your mom, you all are women or young ladies, there had to be some God giving internal relationships because y'all women. So your level of love for your mother has always been very high, right?
Probably when I was a kid, but
Do you think about the struggles of your mom having you just have it's just 3 of y'all, right?
yeah, it
No
was
more.
3 of us, and then it's adopted.
So your mom was working, right?
Mhm.
A working mother, raising 3 interesting children. No, I'm just painting the picture because now when your mom had you and was working, your dad was contributing, right? Some kind of way.
I don't really know. I wasn't old enough to remember, so I don't know.
What did your mother tell you?
We never talked about it.
Your mother never talked to you about your dad.
No, the literally the way me and my siblings was told about our dad was just he was sick, he was sick, he was sick, and he has paranoid schizophrenia. That was the only thing that we were talked to about
And
it,
your dad has been clinically diagnosed?
as far as I know.
Okay. So when you find yourself liberating yourself and understanding where you are today, your focus is to be honest, to speak as you speak into this camera, but to be an advocate in Genesee County. And how well do you feel to date that you've been developing to be an advocate? I mean, an advocate is a person with a voice. And how well do you feel you have aligned yourself, champion to end child abuse? How have you think you done due diligence in that area based on where you are today? And I know that's a big question, but I mean, you're still young, but what have you done 7, 12, 16, 18, finding your voice, finding your courage? So where are you today as far as how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your situation to be able to help others, that you can be a voice where they can get out of the shadows of shame and doubt and hurt or don't understand. You know, a lot of the kids don't understand why we abuse one another. So where are you today?
For me, I'm involved in MYOY, and that is a group for foster kids or people that have experienced foster care.
And what are you learning?
I'm learning about the statistics of youth that come out of foster care and how a lot of them end up homeless because they don't have a stable family. And I'm also learning like speaking, like speaking skills because I talk to foster parents or people that are interested in adopting and stuff like that. And I share my story to social workers. So they're always looking for ways to like improve what they can do better and stuff.
And if you had the power, what would you improve? What's the improvement look like to you?
I feel like for me, I want to see more youths that are a little bit older to advocate for themselves more. Because
How old?
like 14 and 15 and up, because so many youth are upset, I feel, because they feel like they didn't get nothing. Because they didn't get maybe get the resources like the car, or they're like, oh, I didn't know that I could go to college for free and just things like that. So I want to see them actually know this information
Hmm.
and speak up for themselves because unfortunately, if the caseworker does not do what they're supposed to do, then you do kind of have to step up and make sure that you are getting those opportunities.
Now you jumped ahead, but so had you thought about speaking in elementary schools, like to seventh, eighth, and ninth graders? Have you? Let me ask my question. Have you thought about going to principals, sharing your story, or are you just listening? Are you just leaning on social media for people to actually see you and say, I want this young lady to come in and talk to my students, girls and boys, because even boys are abused too. And a lot of times, do people understand the importance of a person like you, a young person like you, going to the middle schools to talk to students that maybe experience the same thing that you had when you were young? Or do you think that's important? Let me just
Yeah, I
say.
mean, I do think it's important because it's a serious issue and it's affecting, a lot of people's lives and has affected a lot of people's lives.
Why don't you think the church is involved in this?
Um, I'm not sure honestly.
Have you did you said earlier about the data or the data, nobody in your organization and you guys thought about the coalition as far as, church and the preachers engaging in families about abuse on no level?
Well, they do talk about, asking for churches to get involved, but I haven't heard them talk about any churches that have reached out and asked to get involved.
Okay. Now, my other question is, if you had the power, what are some things that you would do? Would you to address some of the things that you see when you mention about people not knowing that they can get help, they can get resources, go to school, all those kind of things. And then you said a lot of them are homeless because they don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
And whose responsibility is to let them know?
The caseworker is
Hmm.
supposed to let them know about all their different resources and the things that they have access to. So I do feel that, there's a lot of accountability on these social workers, but I also understand that they do have a lot of caseloads and a lot of kids coming into care. And right now in Genesee County, there are 433 kids in the foster care system. And in Michigan, there's 10,000.
10,000. 10,000.
Yes.
10,000 is a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the process to become a foster care parent, do foster care parents abuse foster care children?
Oh, yes. I mean, there's so many stories, so many different, news clips or, segments and stuff of foster parents abusing kids or even the kids being taken out of the parents' care, being placed into foster care and going back to the care of the parents and, the same things, happening. There's been children that have been unalived,
Oh man.
so it's a serious issue at the end of the day. No child should have to be unalived by their parents or, foster parents and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it does happen. I mean, it almost was me. So,
So do you see ethnic ethnically, is there a higher number of white children abused or in foster care as opposed to black children or Hispanics or any other culture? What does the number say or data say about that? Or you don't know? I mean, just be honest.
on the abuse aspect, I don't know, but I think there is more like white white children in the system as well as black.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have a commercial, right? This is commercial time. I'm Hubert Niam Roberts. I am the chairman of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. This is our chairman. This is our commercial, right? We're gonna have a little commercial here. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever this is shown throughout the world. I always want to highlight our beautiful young queen, princess, right here. We're trying to motivate her to be a little more involved in executing. She's got a full plate. Uh, I've been trying to get her to connect with Miss Samaria and do some things around some of the efforts that we need addressing. And her being younger than us, she has a great deal more energy, a little bit more wisdom, and we need her young spirit to connect with younger people, to be an ambassador to recruit young people, and also to implement a lot of the programs that we are doing. I want to just say we are engaging in Juneteenth. Juneteenth this year, this is our 54th annual Juneteenth celebration. It'll be from May 31st to June the 28th. There's going to be 27 days of fun activities across cultures, across a lot of demographics. It's just going to be an amazing experience. Our newsletter or our flyer will be coming out tomorrow. So look forward to that in our community. Also, we have on June the 19th is the amazing parade. We'd like to invite you guys to the parade. It starts at we start staging at 4 o'clock at Max Brandon Park. We leave the park at 5 o'clock, going to the down to the flat lot. Again, that is engaging the honor and the amazing resilience of our people. It's not so much the people in Texas being disrespected about the end of the Civil War, because those people knew the Civil War had ended. They knew that field order had came down that said our ancestors were free. Um, and so the state of Texas, which always fashioned themselves as their own country, they don't believe they're connected to the United States. They believe they're an independent country and can do whatever they want. They refuse to respect what Lincoln had laid down with the Emancipation Proclamation. They believed in slavery back then, and they still to today, because that's slavery, the right to work. They destroyed the Union. It's a byproduct. Capitalism is a byproduct, and why they did so much damage to the Union. Y'all think of this. Teachers and a lot of other people have very, very weak unions, but the police got strong unions with strong endowed with money in them, because it's almost like a direct line from the state. Money from the state go directly into policing, because policing was already always in this country started to protect white property. And back then, her body and my body was viewed as property like it is today. No matter what we want to think, we can get our car, drive and do our think we free, we not free. I wanted to share that with you guys. The other thing is Day at the Lake. Day at the Lake, Doctor. This is our 19th year through our church, but there's the temple. Along with several partners. Um, we believe if you teach a person how to fish, they will eat for a lifetime. We believe we believe that fishing has the ability to teach every aspect of life about discipline, determination, being structured as far as organized, being connected. How do you come to an environment and you're not familiar with it and feel confident in it? So again, fishing, again, has the ability to somewhat mimic everything in life. Controlling your anger, your attitude, fish get away. Oh man, I'm gonna throw my pole in the water. No, no, no. You just regroup, reel it back in, restring it, hook it, throw it back out, start over again. So there's a lot of elements. You get in an argument with somebody. How do you calm down? How do you make the first victory in the morning is making your bed? Always remember that. First victory in any day when we get up, make your bed. You're a winner, man. That's one win. And then you put other wins throughout your day. See, you first start with a victory. Making your bed's a victory. And then you add on to your victory throughout the day. And then you start again the next day. Because life is about loving, about healing, and about engaging in this beautiful thing because we're only here for a short time. So on the 6th, we do all-day training on the 6th. Everything you can imagine is 10 stations set up. Each student have to go through it, or each person that's participating. And after you complete 10 stations, you will receive a free fishing reel and tackle box. And it will qualify you to go up to Shea Lake, which is 95 miles from Flint over in the Lapeer County. We've been doing this for 19 years. We are very good at this. We invite our community to be a part of it. I'm hoping that Devantia, she's so busy, y'all. I'm hoping she finds some time to engage in Black Lives Matter, a project or a partnership that we have with A Day at the Lake. The other thing is, I said earlier about Juneteenth, 28 days of fun-filled activities. Please, please, please keep those things in mind. Also, you hear the sound of my voice. We are in need of donations to Black Lives Matter Flint, Black Lives Matter Grassroots Flint, Michigan, .com. We also need you guys to work on valuing the most important person on this planet, which is you. Learn to love yourself despite what no one else can give you what you need inside of you. No diamond ring, no car, no house. All those things can disappear. When you love yourself truly inside, you connected to God. So again, I want to thank you for allowing me to have this commercial. Also, we are at Southwestern High School Rites of Passage program. I want to mention that. Also, want to mention our men's our Bible class on Thursday night, 7 to 8, Men of Valor. Also want to mention, again, guys, it's so important, guys. Um, Peacekeeper, we have a program I'm engaged with Peacekeeper over at Southwestern High School, working to teach children peer mediation and working to help them feel good about themselves. So again, if there are any questions or concerns you want to address with me, and if there's anything I said that was disrespectful, please forgive me. It was not from my heart. If there's anything I said that was profound and you can grow from, it's connected to God. I'm just a vessel. I just want to thank you guys. And again, be committed to engage in life. Don't be sitting back complaining. Engage in life. And again, life has tremendous complexities. By engaging in it, you learn how to live in it. And you learn how to let life excite you every day. So again, I want to thank you guys. My number is 810-394-4105, mentorroberts@gmail.com. Here's my information. Hit me up. I love to speak with you guys. Now we're going back to our beautiful little sister. I'm going to get out of the way. So that was our little commercial, PSA announcement. Now we're coming down to the home stretch. Where do you see um yourself 2 years from now, Mr. Vashia?
2 years from now,
2 years from now.
I want to be graduated with my bachelor's in social work. I want to be established with my.
I want you to stop there. You gotta start saying, I'm going to graduate. I'm going. Not I want to. Or not I'm trying. You want to affirm your actions. If you affirm it in your mind, I'm going to do this. I'm going. Write it down. If you write it down 10 times, it gets into your spirit. It gets into your God. And you're going to execute it. So again, don't just think just because, we're older than you that we just trying to blow smoke. We're trying to get you prepared with the skills we've learned. We believe it is our responsibility to teach you. And by teaching you, we're hoping that something will stick even when we're dead and gone. That you said, Mr. Roberts uh, taught me this or taught me that. Mr. Robinson, Miss Nicole Lewis, Mr. Maria, all these people that are in your life, we're in your life because we expect you to win. Part of you winning, we win. Part of you winning, we win forever. As long as you are alive and you share my name and others that have impacted your life in any kind of way, we live on. And the goal that I want you to really be working on is you have to affirm and be confident, Miss D. Sometimes you not anger. I get perturbed with you because you be soft spoken, you know, somewhat unorganized. Um, and I know even being a young person, I'm not trying to put me on you, but there's expectation that we have for you. It'd be a waste of your time, and we couldn't be the men in your life to number one, hold you accountable, to motivate and encourage you, and also to make sure that you hear our expectations for you and we're willing to help you. And that's how you build family. Building a family is not always biological.
Mhm.
You find family in people that truly love and care about you. We are developing that with you. We have not been hard on you in certain areas that we felt you should have stepped up because we are somewhat concerned about your life and what you've been exposed to. And we're trying to be careful in your integrity, your womanhood, uh, how you developing mentally, physically, and emotionally. We want to do all we can to make sure that you are a boss and that you understand you are a boss and that you don't have to be subjected to negativity or anything or person or human being coming at you in a negative way. But, and this is my biggest problem with you, because I got them. I'm not going to say it on this channel, but I am going to say I do believe in certain areas that you need to be a little better at engaging with Black Lives Matter grassroots, especially dealing in some things. We really need your energy because you're younger than us. I said all that to say, uh, in 2 years, you shared a little bit about what you're going to do. How about 5 years? Where will you be in 5 years? What do you think you would look like and be in 5 years? Or what do you want in 5 years?
Mm,
You didn't graduate from college. Now you're going to graduate school, but go ahead.
in 5 years, I want to be established with my foster care initiative,
Mm.
and I want to be make.
Now, do your initiative mean you want to open up homes or for children or adults? I mean, is that part of your initiative? I'm just asking.
Oh no! So I have a clothing brand that I started.
What's the name?
It's called Foster Kids Win Too.
Okay, so is this something you got on now? That's your brand right
No,
there?
it's not.
When you gonna show some of your brand?
I have a video about it on my YouTube channel.
You hear that, guys? Put your YouTube. How do people get on your YouTube? What they do?
My YouTube channel is Spiritual Devancia.
How else? What other way would you like people to reach out to you? You feel comfortable giving your number or your email? How do you want to have people connect?
My number is 810-280-4441.
Okay, so 5 years from now, you say what?
5 years from now, I want to be more established in my foster care initiative. And I also want to eventually make the laws better in the foster care system.
Okay, what else?
Mm,
These are questions again you want to always have somewhat handy at your. You can pull them out. You can rip them off because I want you to start now thinking about your 2, 3, 5 year plan, overall your 10 year plan. But if you can write it down, and I know when you was in high school, you did a vision board. Write it down and work on. You did do a vision board. You know the vision board.
I know what it is, but I
Okay.
don't remember.
So I want you. You what? Mumbled.
I don't remember doing one in high school, but I know what it is.
Uh, would I be out of line to encourage you to do one now?
No.
Why am I saying that? I'm only saying that because a vision board helps you to visualize and how you want to be successful. A lot of times in life, you have to work at being successful, Miss D. It don't fall out the sky. And a lot of people ain't just gonna hand it to you. So understanding that before we sign off, what are some things that you would like to leave with everyone that's going to see this? And I'm just gonna let you flow. You got you got 10 minutes to just talk,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go and check on something.
So one thing I want to touch back on was when Mr. Roberts was asking me about the situation with my mom, and he asked me, why did what did I do for her to do what she did to me as far as the abuse and pinning me on the ground? And I just want to say that a lot of times being in the foster care system, the kids are always looked at as the opposition. They're labeled a lot of times as bad and everything. And in no way, shape, or form is it okay for a parent to take abuse to that far or that length, because at the end of the day, I could have unalived in that situation. I mean, I'm glad that I'm still here, but I could have unalived in that situation. And so I think the focus needs to be more on the self control and the accountability on the parents, and not so much on what did the child do, because yes, your kids are going to frustrate you, but that does not give you a right to take abuse that far to the point to where your child is almost unalive or you're unaliving your child. And I would also like to talk about how we need to do better as a community to help children in general that don't have parents, instead of judging them or talking about them, because it's not their fault that they're in that situation at the end of the day, um, and everything like that. So I think we just need more adults to take accountability instead of looking at the child on what they did and things like that. Or some adults do need to take anger management and go to therapy, but some adults just choose not to do that, and that's unfortunate.
Keep talking.
Okay. Uh, I will talk about my foster care initiative with my clothing brand. I plan on donating a percentage of the money that I make from the hoodies to the foster care system. and I want to also travel around to different places and share my story and be like a motivational speaker to foster kids and things like that and everything. So that's another goal that I need to work on more. I do a lot of speaking engagements and stuff, but I feel like I could use like a public speaking class or something just to help me uh, deliver my message better and stuff like that. And I also want to start dressing more appropriate for like my speaking engagements or like business oriented for my speaking engagements. And
Okay, so now what would you like to say in closing remarks? Is there anything that you would like to share with the community as far as anything that's going on? Updates, you can share just anything that's happening in your life and around your life.
so there is a foster care walk in Lansing, Michigan, May 23rd. It's on a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And there's these twins, Davon and Tavon Woods, and they walked to 50 states, raising awareness for foster care and stuff like that. They're also trying to get like Tiffany Haddish and Michael Jordan to come to the walk, but it's not official yet if they're coming. They're still trying to see if they're gonna come, but they are having a walk to raise awareness, and it's gonna be at the Capitol in Lansing. That's where it's gonna start, and that's where it's gonna end.
Anything else?
We need a lot of people to come out and support. So if you can come out to Lansing and stuff, I will really appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure they appreciate it too.
Okay, so what makes you happy?
Going into nature,
What else?
hugging the trees.
And if you was to describe yourself to a stranger, how would you describe Devancia? And matter of fact, who named you?
My mom,
And what do your name mean?
I don't know.
You need to find out. But go ahead.
I would describe myself as a free spirited person.
So that does that mean like a flower child? Oh, you don't know what that is. That's back in the 60s. Flower child is a free spirit. They smoked a lot of weed, though.
Okay. Take that good part.
Um, forgive the ringing audience. I can't dislodge it because I got it hooked up. What What is one thing you would share with young people before you go? You said you're 24, so what would you tell the 24, 30-year-olds right now about life?
Life,
I'm trying to use it 3 minutes, but go ahead.
life is hard, but there will be people that come and help you, but you do gotta save yourself.
You said you do have to save yourself?
Mhm.
How can I save myself if I don't know how?
I mean, like I said, people will help you, but you have to save yourself in any way, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. You have to be the one to save yourself.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Devancia. We applaud you. We think you are a wonderful young lady. We're looking for bigger, brighter, and amazing things out of you as you learn. We would hope that you spend more time with us, however you can deal with work and everything that you're doing, because I do think that being here with us at Black Lives Matter Grassroots Flint, Michigan, you can learn a lot that will impact your life and the decisions that you make as you move forward. Close them out with our mantra. You know the mantra?
You
All right, we'll just close out and say bye.
know? Okay, bye.
Uh, Thank you, audience. We love you guys. Make sure you hug a tree, be kind to someone, smile at a stranger, and say hi. Wakanda out. Okay.